Before we get into today's video, I'd like to give a shout out to one of our newest subscribers, the American Crusader. Thank you for subscribing, and welcome to the family. And now on with today's video. Greetings, my dear viewers. It is I, Drahon, and welcome back to Pathfinder Hero Flux. That is Flux, short for fluctuation. Want to make sure I make that clear, that way the YouTube moderators don't strike down this video. They did the first time I tried this series. Just because I didn't make that clear. Don't know why. I know exactly why, but I'm not getting into that. Anyway, today we are tackling the Dragonologist, Dr. Ernest Drake. Did you know there was actually a DS game for Dragonology? Look at these old-timey graphics. It's spectacular. Anyway, Dragonology. This is the series that Dr. Ernest Drake is first seen in. There's even a book series with, I believe there are 5 books now. And I have already done a build over on Dungeons & Dragons character conversion, which this series parodies, where we take a look at famous characters from across media and convert them into Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Well, for here it is Pathfinder 2nd edition. In that video, my editor V actually did the explanation for everything in that build. But I am doing this one for today. So, let's go ahead and talk about Dr. Ernest Drake. Like I said, he is a dragonologist. He is a scientist who studies dragons. What a great character to have for a TTRPG, much like Pathfinder and Dungeons & Dragons, where you are able to encounter many dragons of many different types, much like the ones that you see Dr. Drake studying. So let's go ahead and get on with the character build, starting things off with our stats. We're going to increase dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma each by 2. For our ancestry, we are going with the human, with the skilled human heritage. This will increase our dexterity and constitution each by 2. We'll start off with 8 hit points. Have a speed of 25 feet. Languages are common plus 2 of choice. We also get a trained skill in stealth and an ancestry feat in astrology. In the very first book, we actually get to talk a little bit about astrology with Dr. Drake, which is very nice, because, you know, legends of dragons and stars. Moving on to background, the whole reason for this video. The background, Dragon Scholar. You know everything there is to know about dragons. You have trained skills in intimidation and dragon lore, and you get a free feat in intimidating glare. Your stat increases are going to be 2 for strength and 2 for charisma. Now to start things off with our class, Investigator. For your hit points, you get plus 8 plus your constitution modifier, plus 2 in your intelligence score. You get expert in the perception. Your class feat is flexible studies. Your methodology, your investigator subclass, is empiricism. I think I pronounced that correctly. And you're also going to get a free feat. That's odd. For your saving throws, you are trained in fortitude and are an expert in reflex and will. Your trained skills are as follows: Arcana, Athletics, Crafting, Medicine, Nature, Society, Survival, and Thievery. For your attacks, you are trained in simple weapons, martial weapons, and unarmed attacks. For defense, you are trained in light armor and unarmored defense. Your investigator features are Clue In, Device of Stratagem, Expeditious Inspection, On the Case, Pursue a Lead, and Strategic Strike. Level 2 Investigator, we're going to have an expert skill in dragon lore. Our class feat is going to be known weakness. You are studying in dragons and a little bit of people, so you are going to know the weaknesses of not only dragons, but just about anyone. For your skill feat, it's going to be additional lore. We're going with beast lore. These are creatures that are similar to animals, but have the intelligence similar or even exceeding to humans. These are your additional monsters such as the cockatrice, a owlbear, so on and so forth, which Dr. Drake also happens to have a field in. Kind of like his, not major, but secondary to your major. Minor? That was it, minor. He has a minor in Monsterology. He wrote a book on that too. Anyway, going on to level 3 Investigator. Train skill, Diplomacy, General feat, Hireling Manager. Skill feat, Medical Researcher. You also have Keen Recollection and Skillful Lessons. Investigator level 4, you have expert skill in nature, class feat solid lead, and skill feat an experienced tracker. Level 5, you'll go ahead and increase your constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma each by 2. You'll have a trained skill in acrobatics, expert skill in society. Your ancestry feat is going to be courteous comeback. Your skill feat, survey wildlife, and you also get weapon expertise. Level 6 Investigator gives you expert skill in athletics and a skill feat in natural medicine, and we're going to grab the class feat Inventor Dedication. Being a Dragonologist, you are going to have to get some of these tools in order to help you track or stay out of sight of certain dragons. And yes, you will probably have to make them. Dr. Drake sure did. Dragon Detector, Dragon Horn, Dragon Ear, Male Dragon Attractor, which holds the scent of a female, and a Dragon's Delight. And also this cool flute. Probably another version of the Dragon Horn. But also a cloak that helps you resist the breath of a dragon. Very good. That's why for our Inventor Dedication, we are going to get the Innovation Armor Innovation. We are now trained in the crafting skill and will get the free feat of Inventor. Moving on to level 7, we are now masters in the Dragon Lore skill. We get the general feat of Ride and the skill feat of Rider. Did I mention that he has a segment on riding dragons in a couple of his books? Well, he does. You also get Vigilant Senses and Weapon Specialization. Going on to level 8 Investigator, we are now an expert in the survival skill. We'll get the class feat of Basic Modification, and we'll get the skill feat of Hefty Hauler. You have to be able to carry a lot of heavy equipment. Level 9 Expert skill in Athletics. The Ancestry feat will be Hardy Traveler. You are tracking dragons, which means that you're going to be exploring a lot of exotic terrain and for long periods of time. So you're definitely going to need this feat. Skill feat of Wilderness Spotter, we're going to grab Forest. A lot of dragons hide in the forest. You also get Great Fortitude and Investigator Expertise. Said that incorrectly. Going on to level 10, we are going to increase Strength, Dexterity, Constitution, and Wisdom each by 2. Grab the Crafting in Expert Skill. Class feat, clue them all in. That way you are able to share your information to the class. And we'll get the skill feat Wilderness Spotter once again, but this time for the sky terrain. Because, you are technically looking for dragons, which most of the time are beings that can fly. Moving on to level 11, we are an expert in the Arcana skill. We're going to grab the general feat of armor proficiency. General feat. Alliteration there. Skill feat trick magic item and dedicate deductive improvisation and resolve. I decided to pick trick magic item because at the very end of the first Chronicle of Dragonology, Dr. Ernest Drake was able to get access to the Dragon's Eye gem, where he was able to have his face imprinted on it instead of his nemesis, which was fantastic. Moving on to level 12, we have Diplomacy as an expert skill, class feat Foresee Danger, and a skill feat of Rapid Mantle. You are exploring a lot, so you need to be able to climb those sheer cliffs or help yourself get back up from a cliff that you almost fell off of. Level 13, you are an expert in the medicine skill. We'll get the ancestry feat Bounce Back. Skill feat of Multilingual, you were able to communicate with a sea serpent. So yeah, find a skill for that, language for that. You get incredible senses, light armor expertise, and weapon mastery. Level 14, we are now masters in the nature skill. We'll grab the class feat Plot of the Future and the skill feat Armored Stealth. There is a very weird dragon armor that Dr. Ernest uses, so yeah. Disguise yourself as a dragon and make sure you're not seen by anybody else, I guess. Level 15, go ahead and increase your strength, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma each by 2. We are now legendary in the Dragon Lore skill. We'll get the trained skill of Deception, a general feat of Expeditious Search, the skill feat of Magical Crafting, so we can craft some of those weirder magical items that we have in our Dragonology repertoire. We also have Evasion and Great Weapon Specialization. Level 16, we are masters in the athletic skill. We have the class feat of Brilliant Crafter and the skill feat of Craft Anything. Level 17, we are masters in acrobatics. We have a general feat of Heroic Presence, skill feat of Courtly Graces, and the Greater Resolve. At level 18, we are masters in the Society skill. We get the class feat Lead Investigator and the skill feat Kip Up. Level 19, we are masters in the Medicine skill. We're going to get the general feat of True Perception, skill feat of Advanced First Aid. We also have Light Armor Mastery and Master Detective. And to finish off this video, we are now at level 20, getting a +2 in our Strength and Constitution, while getting a +1 in Wisdom and Charisma. We are also experts in Intimidation, and we're going to get the class feat Sense the Unseen. There are a couple of dragons that try to become invisible, so you need to be wary of that. You also get the skill feat of Alchemical Crafting. This one probably should have been picked up sooner, but oh well. And that is all for today's video. Did you enjoy? Let me know down in the comments section below, and if you are looking for a particular character, let me know who that is and where they come from in the comment section below. And until next time, this has been Drahon, and I am offline.